Do you know, I love coming to my local park, just sitting here, watching all the birdies and the squirrels, feeding the squirrels. I love being out in nature. It reminds me of my granddad, the man who brought me up. He was very into his nature. He worked for the National Trust at one point. He used to take us everywhere on walks on Sundays, and we used to walk for miles and miles, just looking at nature. And through the winter we'd go and collect wood for the open fire. Just been buzzed by a bee. I feel connected with him when I'm out in nature, and it's lovely. I do miss him. Unfortunately, he passed away in December. Somebody in my family has made up a very big lie. I hated him, which I never did. I never did. He was the man that brought me up. He was my dad. And I miss him so much. But my family all think I hate him, and I don't. I never have done. I never will do. And I know that wherever he is now, he knows that. He knows that I love him. But this is how my family twist things to make me look like a bad person, just to protect themselves, because I've exposed them for who they are. It's just, it's horrible. It really is horrible. But I know deep down that he knows that I loved him, and I do, very much so, still do, always have done, always will do. He's the one that loved me in the family with all of his heart. He's the one that taught me to draw. He's the one that taught me about nature. He's the one that encouraged me to be me. He never told me that I couldn't do anything, whether it was climbing a tree or, when I was I helped him build things and paint houses and stuff like that. He always encouraged me in that sort of way. He never made me feel like I had any limits or any limitations. He was such a kind soul, and I take after him very much so. And I know there's certain members of my family, my gran, Janet Harwood, I'll say her name. I think she was very jealous of that I have a connection, or had a connection, with him and other certain members of my family, my Auntie Christine and my Uncle Paul. They're the ones that looked after me and showed me love. The rest didn't. I think she was very, I don't know if it was jealous or didn't like it at all. She's a narcissist, a big one. She likes pain, she likes causing chaos and drama and hurt. That's what she is. And the most painful thing out of all of it that's happened was when my granddad died. Nobody told me, and that was payback. And I know it was, for the simple fact is that's how narcissists act. She knew that we had a connection. She knew how much I loved him. I told her. I told the rest of the family as well, but they all seem to think I hate him because they believe Janet. I don't know if they're just too frightened of her. I know some of them know what she's like. My Auntie Christine and my Uncle Paul have confessed to me that they ran away from home. They escaped to get away from her. Now, yeah, but then they turn around and say that I'm the one that's the black sheep of the family. I'm the one that caused all the problems. I'm this, I'm that, blah blah blah. There's just so much bullshit. And it's been painful, very painful. But I've mourned him from far away, from a distance. So many times I wanted to contact him, but because of the situation with my family, I felt that I couldn't. I felt that I couldn't reach out and contact him because I thought there'd be interference. which, with a narcissist at the top of the family, my gran, she would have made damn sure that things would have been twisted, manipulated for me, which it has done, which she has done, sorry. She has twisted and manipulated things to make me look like I'm the bad one. Now, I don't know if it was actually my gran that told my family that I hated the man that brought me up, my granddad, or if it was actually my mum, because she has, on many occasions, said how much she hated him. And I know that she's twisted lots of things, saying that I slept with my stepdad when I didn't, and all sorts of things, nasty things. Lots of things that I'll be talking about in the future. But yeah, it's just the family dynamics. Them two are too alike, my gran and my mum. So much alike with the narcissistic tendencies. My gran does it out of being evil. She likes to see all the drama, she likes to cause pain, but she likes to get other people to do her work for her. She'll ask family members to keep secrets, and just to cause a drama, just to cause a hurt. And my mum, I don't know if she does it on purpose, or is it if it's just the way that she is. I don't think she does it out of nastiness, my mum. I think she just does it for attention. She's the sort of person, when I told her, back when I was 16, when I moved up with her to Leeds, I told her about the abuse that I'd suffered from my uncle. And instead of being the motherly thing, being, for me, for instance, I would have blown up. I would have been so angry that my daughter had been abused, She wasn't like that. She didn't do that. There was no concern for my safety or anything like that. Or it was what she did, she turned it round onto herself. Instead of, consoling me or whatever, like a normal mother would do, she turned around and said, "Oh, well, my stepdad did that to me," accusing the man that brought me up of assaulting her when she was little. And this is the reason why she hated him. Now, he's not that sort of person. He never did it to me. If he was that sort of person, I'm sure he would have done that to me. He wouldn't have been able to keep his hands off me if that was the case, but he never did. It was his son, Stephen. So this is how they twist other people's stories and make it their own, just to get a sympathy vote, to put all the attention back onto them. That's what my mum does. Well, this is my family, unfortunately. Well, not all of them, just some of them. I have to reiterate that. There were kind people in my family, but there were evil people in my family too. And they know who they are, so I've just seen some squirrels dancing past. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's heartbreaking, it really is heartbreaking to have to have gone through not being told that the person you regarded as your dad and loved with all your heart, that had died, or that he was even ill in the first place. Nobody told me. I wasn't invited to the funeral. To be honest, I didn't want to go to the funeral because I knew it was just going to be a show, a falseness, especially for my gran. And I would say the same about Stephen, my Uncle Stephen. I don't think that he had any emotions attached to him. And I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to witness that. I didn't want to make out that I was the bad one. I would have been classed as interfering and just there to to cause havoc and that's not the person I am. But because my grands are one in everybody's ear telling them that I'm the bad person, that I did this, I did that, I didn't. Nah. They all believe her. And this is what happens in the family structure when there's a narcissist at the top of the chain. You do get made out to be the black sheep, the bad person, and it's horrible. It really is horrible. I hope that one day that my family will understand this, or the ones that are capable of understanding this. Anyway, I know my grand's not capable of doing this. She's just not got the brain to do it. She's not got that empathy and that connection to the brain, same as my mum. They'll never understand the hurt that they cause other people. But there are people in the family that are empaths, that do care, that do love, that do feel pain and sorrow. And it's those that I hope watch these and actually see the person that I really am, and not the lies that's been made up about me. Because I do miss them. I do miss them. Not the toxic ones, obviously, but my Auntie Christine and my Uncle Paul, I had a connection to them. I miss them lots, and it hurts. I hope that they do reach out to me one day and all this can be explained properly. I'd like to get them all in a room. I really would. Just to bring forward all the truths, and watch people try and deny it or just close up and not say a word. It's horrible. It really is. But maybe one day they will realise that I'm not the bad person, and who the liars were, and who were the ones that twisted everything. My gran, my Auntie Elaine, my mum. I don't know about my Uncle Stephen because I've not spoken or seen of him for years and years, and I don't really want to. But I can see him being the same. But there we go, yeah. Sorry for the upsetness and the tears, but it's just something that I needed to get out. I will be talking about this a lot more on future videos. Just the dynamics of everything, dynamics of the family, the flying monkeys, you might have heard things like that. The gaslighting, the hoovering, there's all these terms. I'll be explaining what they are, and I'll be talking about certain stories to highlight these certain aspects of toxic behaviour and toxic families. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting. It's brilliant. Thank you for your support. Love you lots. Goodbye.